Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to hey, everybody. I'm looking at all these beautiful faces. I would like to see some more cameras on, if you can, if you will, please, so I can really connect. So, but yes, welcome to the Channel Wisdom Circle. And today is the first day of the sacred fast. So today is the first day of that. So for those of you who are joining in on the fast, some of you may be new and may not be aware of the fast. You need to be in the Telegram group, okay? And I didn't get a chance to post a whole lot about the fast, this upcoming fast outside of the Telegram group because I had a lot of things going on this week. But if you are new, definitely join the Telegram group. Alita, if you can drop the link to the Telegram group in there, and we'll also link that later for you guys. So yeah, so this is the first day of the Sacred Rhythm Fast. And the Sacred Rhythm Fast, for those of you who don't know, is a fast that we do quarterly. And we do this every equinox um, and solstice. And this is something that was channeled by the Cosmic Collective Consciousness to allow you guys to not only connect with yourselves, but also help give you that reset. This fast is not about starvation. It is not about restriction. It is like some spiritual fasts are about restriction and so on and like sacrifice. That's not what this is about. This is really about you. This is about allowing you to get that reset to your vessel being your mind, your body, and your spirit, your energy system. All of that is your vessel. Okay, so sometimes we need that reset, and at the equinoxes and solstices, that's a perfect time to create that reset. So that's what this fast is about. We will also just send out to everyone who's attending today. We'll also just send out the information around the fast for, in case, again, some of you are not aware and you do want to participate, because people always get amazing results out of these fasts. Okay, so you definitely want to participate. And it's not that you can't eat at all. I'll just give you a quick rundown. You can eat at nighttime, basically when the sun goes down and before the sun goes up, kind of thing. And then there's certain while we're fasting, we're drinking herbal teas. We're infusing those with our energy, intention. We're releasing things. We are meditating, and there's a whole entire regimen that you can choose what parts you want to do. And it's a 3-day fast. You can choose to do one day, Tuesday, 2 days, or 3 days of that 3-day fast. Is completely up to you. I always suggest everyone does the full 3 days because by day two, you start to really, really see more results and also lots of downloads. Because one of the things that I always teach you guys is you have all the answers inside of you. So that's what we're going to also talk about today is, so for those of you who are new, the channel wisdom circle is when I channel the cosmic collective consciousness, which the cosmic collective consciousness is not collective consciousness. Like when people talk about collective consciousness, it's like all the humans in the world, they're collective consciousness. The cosmic collective consciousness is several streams of consciousness that come through me. And they told me to call them the cosmic collective consciousness. So that's why I call them because it's a collective consciousness because it's not just one being that's coming through. It's multiple beings and they're all coming through as one. This is the same force that is writing the book of Rasheeda, the same force that is guiding me as I guide all of you through Mystic Temple and through awakening and so on and so forth, and recognizing your God form within. All of those things, this cosmic collective consciousness. I'm getting chills right now because they're ready. So that is who comes through me. So when I do these channel wisdom circles, I am just allowing them to speak through me. I don't know what I'm about to say before I say it. Things just happen, right? And then it mixes a little bit with my personality, and then we just have fun. But but since we are at we are at the spring equinox, and this is the sacred rhythm fast, we are now going to be focusing on that as a theme for today. And so whatever they're going to say, I'm just going to let them get started. So right now, there's many of you who are having some challenges in your lives. Many of you who are having some challenges in different ways. Sometimes those are mild challenges that we don't want to recognize as big as the big challenges we subconsciously feel, and sometimes they're obviously big challenges that you may be in front of. And some of those challenges may be things that are happening in your life. Some of those challenges may be things that you're going through emotionally, mentally, challenges that you're having in your physical realm, as well as spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. So as you're going through those things, what's really, really important, and especially right now with this equinox, I want you guys to think of the equinox and what that represents. The equinox represents rebirth. It represents balance. It represents starting something fresh. It also represents planting seeds for the future. And when we talk about planting seeds for the future, that's your power. Understand that you have the ability right now. Hey, Gina, you have the ability right now to plant seeds for your future. So, what are you currently planting? A lot of times we are planting seeds and we don't know that we're planting seeds. And as we are going through situations in our lives, we don't realize our reaction to those situations is also planting a seed, or our lack of reaction to the situation. Well, we react regardless. Sometimes that reaction is a lack of wanting to deal with it. We want to sweep it under the rug. I don't have time for that right now. You know, the whole meme, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, that's how we feel sometimes and we'd rather do that than actually deal with the things that are in front of us that we need to deal with. And when we do that, that's also planting a seed. That's planting a seed of delaying your growth. So again, you can plant positive seeds or you can plant negative seeds in your life in terms of your effect on your human experience, because everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. Everything in your life comes from you. Everything that you are currently experiencing is either a soul contract or a result of your actions or inactions or your choices. Because at the end of the day, what is the also the book of Rasheeda says, suffering is a choice. It is. Sometimes we don't want to look at it as that, but the reality is suffering is a choice. Why is it a choice? Because um, we can choose things that lead to the opposite of suffering. We can also choose how we react to different situations. Now, when you are going through some type of trauma, your immediate visceral reaction to that trauma is that you sometimes don't have full control over that. That just happens. But the moment after that, and as soon as you recognize what your reaction is, you now have the ability to shift that and change that. And for anyone who doesn't understand how trauma works, you can get rid of trauma. Trauma is not something you have to carry for the rest of your life. Sometimes you have to let go of the past, let go of that energy in order to carry forward, because that's heavy. You can't carry forward and soar and when you have all these heavy things on you. And you have the ability to do that. So a lot of people are always asking about, well, how do I get rid of my trauma? I've been to therapy, I've been to this, I've been to that, I've been working on healing for years. That's because you don't fully understand your power. We have limiting beliefs that make us believe that we have to go on these long healing journeys in order to fully get rid of something. If you really understood your power, which I've been teaching you guys, and which is my passion, which is my purpose, this is all a soul contract. You guys are here. We are in a soul contract right now. So listen, you have the ability to heal yourself in an instant if you really understood your power. It's simple but not easy. It's so simple because as soon as you understand how powerful you are, then you can immediately make those changes and they can affect real time. So you have to choose to let go of any kind of trauma. You have to choose to let go of anything that you are currently carrying, so that as we create this rebirth that we're going to go through with this fast, and that this opportunity that's offered to you right now, you have the opportunity right now to choose your future, to choose your now, because your now, every moment of now leads to your future, every single moment of now. So in the now, you need to be making the choices so that your future self is like, yes, thank you so much. Yes, we did that. You want your future self to be praising you, to be like, yes, girl, yes, man, we did it. Okay? That's what you want. And with this rebirth, it's important that what I would like for you to and with the cosmic collective consciousnesses would like you to do for this rebirth, we want you to be born or reborn into your next level self. That next level self, let's be very specific. That next level self is your God form, okay? Because I want to make sure everyone understands you are God. There is nothing outside of you that is greater than you. Everything is within. And even when we're dealing with, some people may work with deities, some people may work with ancestors, all of those things, right? All of that stuff at the end of the day is still you. Understand that. It's not that those things aren't real and that they don't exist, but that's your power and our collective power of creation. Understand that. So you are so powerful that you can create anything in your life. And when you step into your God form, when you step into your most powerful self or your next most powerful self, because it's limitless, when you step into your next most powerful self, then your life gets better. And one thing that Mystic Temple and me is all about is helping you improve your life. Because we're not all in the clouds just talking about spirituality and so on and so forth. Understand that spirituality is the unseen, the energy force. Your physical is also part of your human experience. You have duality in your human experience. You are a physical being here who incarnated for a reason, and you're supposed to be physical. You're supposed to be dealing with the worldly things, or else you wouldn't be here. All right, you would have chosen to incarnate somewhere else where they don't have all this crap, right? So you chose to be here, okay? But you're also here to elevate spiritually. And your spirit is also here to soar. Your soul is also here for soul growth from lifetime to lifetime. So as you are evolving into that next level self, that next level self needs to come with the understanding of your power. And when we're looking at the equinox energy of balance and rebirth and planting seeds, what I'm doing right now is planting a seed within you, and I want you to nurture that seed and allow it to grow. I'm getting so many chills. They are talking. Okay, so I want you to nurture that seed and let it grow. And really, I don't want you to just listen to what I'm saying. I want you to embody this knowledge. I want you to embody these aspects of your life. Because if you are ever thinking that something has control over you, you have a limiting belief. I need you to really understand that. In any aspect of your life, if you are giving power to anything outside of yourself, then that's a limiting belief that you need to work on. And in order to step into your next most powerful self, that barrier has to be broken. Because as long as you are giving power to things outside of yourself, that's people, that's this person made me mad, that's that's giving your power away. This situation is causing me to blah blah blah. Nothing can cause you to do anything. Everything is you. Everything is your choice, and that's why I say suffering is a choice. Because you can choose to go down a rabbit hole of suffering, or you can choose to stand in your power and instead of react, respond to a situation. Understand your power to plant your own seeds for future growth. And that future growth doesn't have to be all the way down the line. It may be, but it could also be tomorrow. It could also be 2 minutes from now. That's your power, planting those seeds. Your future self will thank you as you make the right choices. Everything in our human experience is just simply a sum of our experiences and our choices. Everything in our human experience. So what you are experiencing now is a sum of your reactions and inact and reactions or and responses to past experiences, as well as choices that you have made. And if you haven't made good choices, you have to start making good choices. We got to be honest with ourselves. Because, listen, I'm always here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay. So you have to make good choices in your life. And a lot of times we're making choices that we know are not the right choices, but they feel good in the moment. And they may satisfy our ego in the moment. They may satisfy our need for relationships in the moment. They may satisfy our basic fulfillment needs in the moment. But we know deep down that that's not the right choice to make. So another thing that they want you to know is make sure that when you are making your choices, you are making choices from here. And it doesn't have to make sense. You know how many crazy choices I've made that didn't make sense to anyone but me, okay? And I made them anyway. And then I understood, I see late, okay, oh yes, this is exactly why I made that choice. And I'm glad I followed my instinct because you have all the answers inside of you. There is nothing that's not inside of you. And if you have a hard time reaching those answers, stay with us because that's what we do here. That's what we do here at Mystic Temple and Mystic University is help you access that power from within. I don't give anyone power. What I do is I help people access what's already within them because you have unlimited power. I don't have to give you anything. You already got it. There's no need. I don't need to take a magic wand and be like, ding, now you have power. No, you already have it. I can show you how to use it. And your higher self can also show you how to use it and guide you towards the elevation of that power. And so let's talk for a minute about manifestation in your life in planting those seeds. So we have seeds that we can plant on a choice level, right? Seeds that we can plant on a physical level of actions that we're taking. We also have energy seeds that we can plant in order to live the life that we want to live. And remember, one of the things that Mystic Temple is all about is helping you live a happier human experience, a more fulfilled, more specifically, a more fulfilled human experience, which includes happiness and a lot of other things. If you are planting the right seeds energetically towards that, that's the sweet spot where all of these things happen. There's the physical, there's the choices, and there's also the energy. If you are planting those energy seeds in addition, so don't, some people just only focus on the energy and then they wonder why nothing's happening. Because if you only focus on, lighting a candle here, saying a couple of affirmations or whatever, you're just focusing on the energy part, but you're not doing the work. You're not taking the steps. You're not even doing the work within yourself because a lot of times when things are not manifesting the way that you want them to manifest, it's because you're blocking it somehow. You are the problem and you are the answer, always. So if there's something that you've been trying to manifest and you're like, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? You have to look within. And that's also energy. Okay, that's the energy within you that needs to be skewed, that needs to be shifted around, needs to be moved, needs to be healed, needs to be removed, whatever needs to happen. But you can look within and see that if you're willing to see it. And that's also a choice. So when we talk about choices, we make choices in our life in terms of what direction, okay, we're at a fork in a road and we make a choice, but we also make inner choices on whether or not we want to deal with something, whether or not we're ready to see something, and whether or not we're ready to hear the truth. And we're all about truth here. So like I said, I don't tell you what you want to hear, I tell you what you need to hear. So truth is everything to me. And I happen to be a number 7 life path number, which is the truth seeker. So that's just perfect because I've always been about that, even since I was a child. So that's just a passion that I have is about truth and just kind of being a a bearer of truth and a fighter for truth and so on and so forth. Because Why not? The opposite of truth is deception. The opposite of truth is programming, is all the things that are wrong with the world today. That is the opposite of truth. And this we have to deprogram ourselves and take away the indoctrination so that we can really understand our power. Understand this also, that people, an awakened person cannot be controlled. A person who truly awakens to their power, who understands how powerful they actually are. And this is exactly why religions, society, you tell someone I'm God, oh my God, oh, I'm melting. You tell someone that, it's like the worst thing you've ever said, because they're conditioned to believe, oh, we're just little lowly humans. We're sinners. We can't do anything right, and blah, blah, blah. That's what we are conditioned to believe so that we can be controlled. Understand that. And I am here to rip the band-aid off. I am here to rip that veil away so that you guys fully understand your power. Because what I've been put on this planet to do is to create a mass awakening in the people. And the book of Rasheeda says those with open channel, those who receive with open channels will be saved. And by saved, that's not in like the Christian sense, okay? We're talking about saved meaning awakened, saved from the deception, saved from the indoctrination and the social control. Everyone thinks they're free, but they're really in chains. And I'm here to free that, to free all of you as and more. And we're only getting started. So it's really important that for this for this equinox, and right now they're showing me that right now there is a major opportunity for everyone here and everyone that may be watching this later to rise. There's an opportunity for you to rise in your life. There's an opportunity for you to change your path, your whatever, not, so what I mean by that is to change the current trajectory, whatever aspects that you're not happy with. You can change that. But it's going to take you to take the reins. It's going to take you to begin that rebirthing process, allowing those seeds to be planted, planting new seeds intentionally. Live life intentionally. Don't just be, well, okay, so let me talk about this for a second. When people say, oh, let's just be in flow, let's just let everything happen, blah, blah, blah. No, we do want to be in flow, but there's a balance. And this is the problem with a lot of just Instagram spirituality out there. This is the problem. People talk about being in flow, and that is true. Yes, we do want to be in flow, but they miss the other part of that, is that yes, you want to be in flow, but you also need to be making sure that you are steering the ship. We have a brain for a reason. We have choices, we have free will for a reason. We're not just supposed to be floating aimlessly, wherever we end up, we end up. We allow, being in flow is about self-trust. It's about trusting your path. It's about trusting your journey, knowing that you will get to the destination no matter how you get there. But the steering the boat part is you using your brain, you making decisions, you using your intuition, you being able to say, hey, there's a big boulder in front of me. Am I just going to let my boat just crash into it because I'm in flow? Or am I going to maneuver around the boulder? And so back to the beginning of the conversation with situations that are currently going on in your life, make sure that you are steering the boat while also being in flow. And so this means no angst. This means, okay, there's some problem here, or something that needs to be solved, or something that needs to be figured out. And instead of like, oh my God, getting all tense about it, that's where the flow comes in, the self-trust. I'm going to replace the word flow with self-trust. That's where the self-trust comes in, because if you trust yourself, you know that Hello, if literally you're walking down the street and then a big boulder just appears magically in front of you, are you just gonna stand there and wait for the boulder to move? Or are you gonna like walk around the boulder? Or or chip away or whatever you need to do, right? You're gonna get rid of the boulder so you can continue to walk. You're not just gonna stand there. So don't do that in life either. And you know that you have the ability to do that. So that's where the self-trust comes in. It doesn't matter what happens in your life. Do we have control over every single thing that goes on in our lives, every tiny little minute detail? We could if we actually just focused on that 100% of the time and didn't live our lives. So no. But with that knowledge, you still, it doesn't matter what comes in your way. You still know that you have the ability to move over, around, or through any boulder that comes into your path. Doesn't matter if that's attached to a person who's a hater, it doesn't matter if that's attached to a situation that's super difficult. You have proven to yourself time and time again. And I want you to think about your life right now. Think of a moment where you thought you would not be able to get through something, but you did. Everyone has that. Everyone has at least one situation like that in their lives. How do I know? Because that's life. We have challenges. If you're an adult, there is no way that you have gotten through childhood and teenage years without many problems that you were freaking out about, that you thought was the end of the world, and that you thought you weren't going to get through. And then in adult life, the problems get even even more poignant, right? But when you go back to that, that shows you and proves to you your own power. And it proves to you intellectually, subconsciously, and consciously that you can trust yourself. Because if you could get through that, guess what? There's nothing else that you can't get through because we're creatures of adaptability. So there's literally nothing that can break you. So anyone who is, and I do feel a couple people who have going through some things that are creating some fear right now. And we are anti-fear, just so you know. You are in this collective right now, okay? I want you to know right now we are anti-fear, okay? So fear is wasted energy. It is also rooted in a lack of self-trust. And this is why I replace flow with self-trust. Because when we trust ourselves, again, understanding that you can get through anything, there's nothing that you can't get through. There's nothing to fear then. Because nothing can nothing can actually break you. Nothing can actually break you. So anything that you have going on in your life that is that figurative boulder, knock it out. It's that simple. Like I said, it's not always easy, but it is simple. Knock it out. And so whatever you or go around it. And this is why we're creatures of adaptability, because we have the ability to adapt. We have the ability to adapt to situations, to move around things, to maneuver. We're intelligent beings for a reason. We have a brain for a reason. Use it. But while you're using your brain, make sure that everything is rooted in here. Everything is rooted in your intuition. As long as you follow your intuition, it'll never lead you wrong. I promise you that. Your intuition will never lead you wrong. But you know what will lead you wrong? Fear. Making decisions from fear will definitely, absolutely lead you wrong. Making any decision from fear or well, all of that is really rooted in fear. Desperation, that's still rooted in fear. But when you make a decision from self-trust and your spirit says yes to that decision, 100% of the time it will not lead you wrong. Even if things don't go perfectly as you want them to go, it still won't lead you wrong. You will still get to your destination. Everything will still work out, and you'll understand why certain things had to happen afterwards. Hindsight is always 2020, as they say. But again, because we don't always see all of the details, okay? and you are psychic, you can see those details. We can talk about that too. That's another time. But but even if you don't see all those details, because a lot of times you won't. And you know, you may have other things going on and you may miss something, but as long as you're following your spirit, you will always get there. And as long as you continue to have faith and trust in yourself, not something outside of yourself. There is no being in the clouds that's going to come down and swoop down and save you. Sorry to break it to you. There is no being in the clouds that's going to be like, you get a car, and if you get a car, and if you get a car. Okay, that's not how it works. But you can summon all of the energy within yourself, all of the energy within the universe that exists, that is you, because you are divinity itself. You can summon all that energy and make it happen. All of it. So, hold on, I'm getting something. I'm also getting that there are several people in here that are hesitant to use their voices. So what that's telling me is there are things that you're holding back. Well, one of the things I'm getting definitely, and I'm getting chills on this as well, is there's at least, no, there's two people in here that have a lot of power, that have a lot of things to give to the world, but you're afraid to give it. You're afraid to put your knowledge, you're afraid to put your energy, you're afraid to put your power out there out of fear of what other people are going to say, what other people are going to think. Also, a little bit of imposter syndrome. Know that you are never, ever, ever an imposter. That can't exist. I need you to understand that. You can't be an imposter when you are being true to yourself. You're not an imposter. That means that you are having worthiness issues. That means that you're not fully believing in yourself. And that means you're giving other people, again, like what I said earlier, what they said earlier, giving other people power over yourself. If you are worried about other people's opinions, and I get it, that's human, okay? But if you are worried about other people's opinions, you are not a full sovereign being. You are not fully allowing yourself to be in charge. And you're allowing someone else or multiple people or groups of people to control you and to control your actions and to stop you from getting into your life purpose. Because whoever I'm feeling with this with, the two people, I think I know who they are, but you are, this is your life purpose and you're holding back. We can't do that. We can't hold back on our life purpose. You're letting other people get in the way. And I need you to not do that. They need you to not do that, because know that people are waiting for you. Who, whatever you are here to do when it comes to other people, there are soul contracts already created. And there are people that are waiting for you to do that thing, whatever that is. They're waiting for you. And you're just making them wait. You're just leaving them hanging. You're just leaving them hanging while you're dealing with your fear. Don't leave them hanging anymore. Get onto your path. And I'm even getting emotional right now because they're just like flooding me with so much energy. So whoever that's for, I know you already know who you are. You needed to hear that because the time is now. This is so important. And for all of you have a life purpose. And if you don't know what that purpose is, then you need to join Mystic University, get it all together, or or continue with we'll be doing some stuff on life purpose too at Mystic Temple. But if you don't know your purpose, you need to get it. You need to get your purpose. And your purpose isn't here. At the end of the day, your purpose isn't here. Okay? It's always in here. You have the ability to tap in and receive. And most people I've found, because I've had, I do uh, a form of hypnosis that helps retrieve people's life purpose. And 100% of the time, 100% of the time, they already knew what it was. 100% of the time. It's just confirmation. Because what I do is it's called the soul revelation method, and I put people under hypnosis, and I reach their soul, and their soul ends up speaking out of their mouth, and it'll tell you anything because the soul has all the information. And whatever the soul ends up saying is what this person already had an inkling. It just may give some more details, right? But this person, the people already had an inkling, like, oh, that makes sense because XYZ. I've always felt XYZ. So at the end of the day, when you are working, when you are looking for your life purpose, look within at the messages you've already been getting your entire life. Because your purpose is something that is always trying to surface, it's trying to come to the surface, it's trying to push you to that next level, always. And if you're ignoring it, that's when you feel lost and disconnected from that purpose. Akira said the soul revelation method truly changed my life when I was looking to discover my life's purpose. Ah, yes, yes, that was awesome. Monique said, right. Okay. Oh, I actually see all the comments now. Yeah, so again, your life purpose is really, really important for you to understand. And the Cosmic Collective Consciousness, for those of you who may not have seen that, gave a framework maybe at some time last year, a framework called, can you wait, called the three pillars of life. Sorry. And we put that out there. We'll send that out again. But yes, the three pillars of life. And the three pillars of life was important because it just shows you what's actually important in life. And it's these three pillars are the only things that are actually important in life. Everything else is supplemental. Everything else leads to these three things. And these three things are your life purpose, your vessel, and your soul growth. Yes. And Monique said, I live by that. Yes. So again, everything at the end of the day, those are the three things that's all that's important in your life is your vessel. And your vessel was number one. And why is the vessel number one? Because you can't have the other two without the vessel. So the vessel being number one, meaning that you have to actually take care of your vessel. Okay. And we're not talking, I want to be very clear too. When we say vessel, we're not just talking about the physical body. Like I said earlier, the vessel is actually your physical body, your energy system, your biofield, your spirit, your emotional body, your mental body. All of that encompasses you in this physical plane. And that interacts with this physical plane. Okay, yes, that is also on our website. Thank you, Alita. You can click that link and actually see the visual of that and the description. But these three pillars of life are super, super important, and they're a core of what we do here at Mystic Temple as well. Because once that was given, it makes it very clear. Stay focused on those things in life, and everything works itself out. That doesn't mean you can't go out and make money. That doesn't mean you can't go out and party and have a good time and things like that either. We can live life, but our focus needs to be on those three things in order for us to have fulfillment in life. Because understand that the lack of fulfillment comes from the soul. If you are feeling unfulfilled or lost in life, that also comes from the soul. Because the soul is supposed to be in the driver's seat. But if you're not letting it be in the driver's seat, because some people's souls are in the trunk, okay? If you're not letting it be in the driver's seat and the ego's in the driver's seat, or your fears are in the driver's seat, or whoever's in the driver's seat, the soul is going to start to get anxious because it's like, I'm the one who came here. Who are all these people? What's going on? I'm the one who came here to live this life. Okay. And I can't even do what I need to do. And the soul starts to get, this is an oversimplification of the process, but just for, illustration, the soul gets unhappy and gets anxious and gets, wants to move things out of the way so that it can do its thing. So when you're feeling unfulfillment, that is a signal from your soul that you're either slightly veering off path, or you're not on the path, or you're just halting and you're on a hamster wheel on the path. And that hamster wheel, by the way, for those people that I was talking to about using your voice, that hamster wheel is letting fear stop you from doing what you are here to do. And everyone in here has a slightly different purpose. And whatever that is, no one purpose is better than another, okay? Your purpose may be on a huge grand scale, or your purpose may be for just to affect a few people, or just to put this out there that's going to eventually be something big in the future, or whatever. It might not, it might be something where it's just a few people, or maybe, much larger. But purpose is also divided into a few things. Understand, purpose is impact. You have different kinds of purpose. You have an impact you're supposed to have on this world. And then you also have the other part of the purpose is really more so kind of the soul growth. Okay. So it's that you're here, your purpose here, the reason, meaning the reason why you incarnated, is to have an impact of some sort. And so that impact has to do with other people, other things. It may have to do with the planet itself. It may have to do with um, uh, just a couple people. It may have to do with a whole group of people. It's just an impact of some sort. And it may be an impact that's delayed that, people don't appreciate until after you're not here anymore. But either way, everything is an impact and everything is important, because this is all everyone, we're all puzzle pieces to a grand puzzle, grand beautiful puzzle. Yes, impact and soul growth. And so your soul growth is a major reason why your spirit came, your soul came here, is because from lifetime to lifetime it grows. It picks up things, and this is the whole purpose of incarnating. Because why does the soul need to incarnate at all? It's a soul already. It's already light. Why does it need to come here to, as they say, Earth is ghetto? Why does it need to come to the ghetto? Okay, to experience things, because Earth provides. And I'm someone who interdimensional travel. I do a lot of interdimensional traveling, and I can tell you from my interdimensional travels that the Earth is very unique in all the different places that you can incarnate in. Earth is very, very unique for its chaos. Okay. There are other chaotic places, but nothing quite like this. Okay. With all the things. And so your soul came here for the challenge. And through that challenge, we grow. All growth comes from some sort of challenge. All growth. It doesn't need to be arduous. It doesn't need to be tumultuous kind of challenge. It could just simply be a challenge that's posed, and then you get over it and boom, you've grown, right? And that's also why suffering is a choice. Because one thing that the book of Rasheeda says about suffering is that if you listen, you suffer less. Period. Period. With a big red dot. If you listen, you suffer less. What are you listening to? Your spirit, your soul, your intuition. Because I can guarantee you, I'm not gonna call anyone out, but I'm gonna call you out internally, okay? If you think of any time someone betrayed you, you knew already. You knew. You weren't really truly surprised. You acted surprised, but your intuition told you about that person way beforehand. All the time. You can lie to yourself if you want to, but you knew. And you chose to ignore your intuition, or to push it off, or to not believe it. Believe your eyes and your ears instead of your soul. You have to believe your soul first, because your eyes and your ears are limited. Your soul is not. Your intuition is not limited. Your eyes and your ears are. So someone tells you they're talking a good game, they're giving you everything you want, right? They're doing all the things, but something in you says, something about that person. Listen, listen, and you suffer less. But it's also not just about people, but about choices. Again, what we were talking about earlier, sometimes we make choices because they feel good in the moment. but your intuition is telling you, don't go down that road. Don't do it. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway. You start creeping down the road, right? You're just enjoying enjoying the road while you can, until now, now you're in now you're in some shit. Okay. So listen. You have to listen to your higher self, and then you suffer less. Now, that doesn't mean that there will be no suffering at all if you listen 100% of the time, because suffering is part of the human experience. Suffering is Our challenges create suffering, which then helps us grow. But also understand the concept of suffering is internal. You still have a choice whether to actually suffer or not. You can go through challenges without suffering through those challenges, because it's your choice of how you react. And that's part of what the book of Rasheeda also talks about, taking the light path instead of the dark path. So the light path can be, I have this challenge in front of me. I'm sorry, I'll focus on the dark path. I have this challenge in front of me, and the dark path is, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world. I'm going to focus on the challenge. I'm just going to focus on that. And why me? Why me? Victimhood, all that stuff. Down into a rabbit hole, life sucks, you know, that's the dark path. I'm going to get angry at this. I'm going to, whatever. I'm going to sweep it under the rug and ignore it and go to a party. That's the dark path. The light path is looking at it, saying, yes, this hurts. Okay, I understand that. I accept the fact that this hurts. I accept the fact that I don't like this, right? Oh, now what do I do to change it? What do I do to move past this? What do I do to solve the problem? And what opportunity am I being given here with this challenge? Being given an opportunity to learn something. I'm being given the opportunity to grow in some way, to become stronger, to whether that's stronger physically, whether that's stronger mentally, whether that's stronger emotionally or spiritually. I'm being given the opportunity. And I always tell you guys that every problem is an opportunity for a manifestation. So I guarantee you, if you are acting and responding to situations, not only with actions, but also with your energy, and that is every opportunity to grow. You will become stronger and stronger at manifesting your reality if you take every single challenge and you turn it into a spiritual lesson to help you grow and gain your spiritual strength and your ability, again, your God form ability to control your reality and to manifest your reality. And for those of you who are my regular students, you already know this. Because this is what we do. It's about strengthening yourself. It's like working a muscle. The more if you go to the gym, the more you lift that weight. Okay, you start with, you try to lift 30 pounds. Okay, it's a little heavy. Now, after you've been doing it for a couple times, now that's easy. Now you can go to 50 pounds. Okay, now you can go to 100 pounds. And that's how it works. And so the more you work your energy muscle, and working your energy muscle is simply working your already given right to manifest your life, to manifest and dictate your human experience. So if you are currently having a human experience that is less than ideal for you, use your power, because you have it. You're sitting on $1 million. Sitting on a bag of $1 million right here, wondering where your $1 million is, and it's sitting right next to you. It's sitting right inside of you. So you have literally everything you need. Iman said, in the negative and positive, listen. Yes, if you listen, you suffer less. Absolutely. So the purpose of our challenges, the purpose of everything that goes on in our life that we don't like, the things that we label negative. Understand that nothing is ever really positive or negative. Everything just is. It is our perception that dictates whether that's positive or negative. But generally, if we don't like something, we call it negative. But a lot of times those negative things are bringing you something. They're bringing you an opportunity. They're bringing you, and if you just take the opportunity, the version of you on the other side of that is amazing. The version of you on the other side of that opportunity that you take, if you take that light path, is a person that you've always wanted to be. And that's why the challenge came to give you the opportunity. You're the one who dictating your life. You're the one who came here, signed the soul contract, and you said, okay, I'm here for this. You're the one who said, I want to be this person. And then opportunities are given to you, and you're like, no, I'm good. I'll just stay complacent and comfortable. So really challenge yourself not to do that. And so remember, we're at the spring equinox. And again, with this sacred rhythm fast, as we move into our next version of ourselves, as we are reborn, make sure that that version is the next most powerful version of you, not less powerful and not the same version you are today. Because we're here to grow. We're not here to be complacent. We're not here to stay the same all the time. I need you to be that next version of yourself. And I want you to ask yourself right now, who is that next version of yourself? I just want you to think about that for a second versus who you are now. It doesn't have to be like the perfect version, just that next version. We're taking steps. And if you have a pen and paper, just write down a couple keywords of who that next version is. And then I don't want you to think about it. I want you to allow the answer to come because I want it to come from here. First thing that comes, write it down. The next question is, how do you get there? How do you get from here to there? From this version to that next version? First thing that comes to mind from your spirit. Mm. Yeah, I want you to write it in the chat too. I'd love to hear what you guys are getting. Okay. Mm. These are good words. Mhm. The theme of today, let go and trust. Yes. Continuous growth, allow, focus. And I want you to tune into whatever you just got and dive deeper into it. Again, let it come from here. Dive deeper into it and get more detail. Yes, Ashley. Yes. Okay. Well, Bernadette, I think we have two Bernadette. Is the other Bernadette here too? So, oh no, okay, we have one Bernadette because we have another Bernadette. So I just want to make sure they know who I'm talking about. So okay, Bernadette. So use your power, use your ability to manifest. If that's what you got, that's what you got, and it's not silly. It's not silly. All right. Yeah, she was here. She left. Okay. Keep hearing. Ooh, voice of fire. I love that. That means so much. So hearing move because I'm straddling the line, I think, with fully being seen on purpose. Okay, listen. Okay, Lazarus, you already know what I think about that. I'm telling you right now, you better stand in your power. You already know. Continuous growth showing up in my choices, energy, and my seeds. Oh, yes. Yes. Feel like that was just poetry. Let me just snap. Showing up. She said, showing up in my choices. Wait, where'd it go? Energy and my seeds. Showing up in your seeds. Very, very important. You can't just drop the seeds and walk away. You need to nurture them. And that's why I said well, starting today and going forward, I want you to be nurturing these seeds. And right now, even just receiving this from your soul is a seed that you're receiving. Now you have to plant it. Okay? So unleash the love from my heart. Ooh, okay. Even as the force behind the things I do. Okay. Stand in your God form. Yes. Stop keeping your light to yourself. Yes, CC. Thank you very much. I need you to let it shine. I need all of you to let it shine. If you are ever holding back any light from yourself, first of all, let's talk about this. Unpopular opinion, don't ever be humble, okay? I don't believe in humility. I don't believe in being humble. And those of you who've been following me for a while, know me for what you already know this, but I'm gonna say this, especially to the people who are new. Okay? Do not be humble. To be humble is to lower yourself. There is nothing humble about you. You are great. Never be humble. That doesn't mean be arrogant. That doesn't mean be a jerk. Okay? There's a difference, but don't be humble. That is a lowering of oneself. And you should never, ever lower yourself. That is a dimming of your light to appease other people. And again, that's programming. That is programmed. We're programmed to, if you're a good person, you're a humble person. No, I'm going to let everybody know how great I am. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. And I don't have to profess it. I don't have to shout it from the mountaintops, but I am it. I am it. I am great. You are great. We are all great equally. And there is no reason to lower yourself to make someone else feel good. There is no need to be humble because we tend to say things like, humble things to make ourselves look humble because we feel like, again, this is all indoctrination, that makes us a good person. That's religion. That's the nonsense of religion, again, pushing you down, not lifting you up, ripping the band-aid off, ripping the veil off. You are great, and there is never a reason to humble yourself or to lower yourself. You can give someone else their accolades without lowering yourself. You can be great without pushing someone else down. There is never a reason. There doesn't need to be a comparison. And this is what the whole humble thing does, is like, oh, I need to, in order to make you feel good, let me lower myself. No, Let us all stand tall. It's okay. There's room. There's room for everyone to be in their power. Get her mic. She preaching tonight. I know. I'm about to drop that mic. No. Yes. So you are great. So it's never a reason to lower yourself. Absolutely. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, Alita. Exactly. So as you are becoming that next version of yourself too, I want that version to be brighter, to be shining brighter than that last version. And again, shining bright doesn't mean you have to sit there and literally tell everyone that how great you are. You don't have to profess your greatness to be great. All you have to do is be great, but you don't lower yourself. And you can profess it if you want to profess it. I mean, I'm not you want to tell people, right? But know that you are great and let it shine. Don't ever let that light be dimmed. Don't ever go like this with yourself. Don't, and for I think it was Cece that said that you need to let your light out. Don't ever shrink it. As you're shrinking it, guess what? When you're shrinking that, you're also shrinking your aura. I'm a person who can actually visually see auras as well. And I can see when people are hiding themselves, when they don't want to be seen or not allowing themselves to be seen. Your aura usually spans 10 feet around you. A lot of people, the aura is only right here. And how else does that happen? Building walls around yourself. I always tell you guys, a wall goes two ways. It keeps people out, it keeps other energies out, but it also keeps you in. I'm gonna say it again. And then I'm gonna drop the mic. No, I'm sorry. Walls go both ways. They keep other people or energy out, but then it also keeps you in. So what you build for yourself is a cage. When you think you're protecting yourself, you're harming yourself. So drop your walls as well. No more, no more pretty cages, right? Drop your walls, drop your cages. Your energy should be like this. And again, that's a fearlessness. That is a fearlessness. And it takes self-trust because I don't need to go like this because I'm afraid this person's going to do that. I don't need to be worried about that. Bring it on. All right. Bring it on. Like I have my energy all the way out here because I know my power. I know my strength. And I'm already protected anyway. I don't need to do all that, right? I don't need to hold myself in. And that's the same for all of you. You don't need to hold yourself in. And I understand the human element of it, okay? We've all lived lives, right? We know that people can suck just as equally as how wonderful they can be, right? And so as we experience different things, we start to again our current realities of some of our experiences and our reactions to those experiences. So if we have had bad experiences with people, then we grow up as people who don't like people. However, that's allowing those past experiences to control and dictate your current reality and your current experience. Because just because you had crappy people in the past doesn't mean that that's who you're attracting now. As you grow and you become a different person, you attract a different caliber of person. And definitely as you elevate higher, those lower energies can't even come near you. And if they do, they quickly bounce off. So there's no need, like just let it out. There's no need to have those walls. Instead of building walls, build bridges because your next soul contract is waiting. Your next experience, your next beautiful experience, because just like I said, it's yin and yang, okay? We have duality in this world. We have good experiences, we have bad experiences with people. All of those experiences are soul contracts, and all of them are supposed to happen. And all of them are necessary for our growth and who we need to become. So trust yourself, trust your path. No, at the end of the day, you are going where you're going is beautiful. Where you're going is beautiful, even if the road there has rocks in it, even if the road there has quicksand in it. Yeah, where you end up, okay, is still going to be beautiful as long as you trust yourself and you continue to trust your path. So I will wrap up because they are just talking today. Okay. So um, as you move into this equinox and this energy of rebirth, of renewal, of balance, equilibrium, and also of release in order for that renewal as well. I want you to keep all of this in mind and what you wrote down on that paper, your next version of yourself, and then how to get there, and then the more detail of how to get there. I need you to plant those seeds. I need you to nurture those seeds. I need you to embody this information because knowledge without embodiment and action is pointless. Okay, so take everything that you received today, and I want you to move it forward, move yourself forward. And remember that your life is what you make it. Your life is completely what you make it. You have full control. Sometimes that scares people, but I think it should empower you. Because if you have full control, you're at the wheel. That means you have full control. That means you can have what you want. Okay? So remember that. I want you to all remember that. All right. So I'm done. But does anyone have any questions? You can unmute yourself or raise your hand, whichever, if you have any questions or comments. I know that was a whole lot. All right, Monique,
Well, thank you. As
you're
always,
welcome.
it's always good. It's always on point. The nuggets that resonated with me was around the manifestation piece. Of course, it's not just the energy. A lot of people just focus on the energy. It's the energy. It's
Mhm.
the choices. It's the seeds. It's all of that. The embodiment of that. And it was a good reminder that as you put forth the energy and you do your rituals and all the things, make sure it reflects in your choices, because that sets the tone. Like, what are you doing? How are you moving? So I definitely appreciated that. Everything else was just confirmation, as always. Just to
Mhm.
keep going, keep growing, and all of that. And then it was two things. Well, it was a message you gave to the people that's not using their voice. And I think what I was listening to it, because I'm very vocal and I don't mind using mine. So
I
I know that message
know.
wasn't for me, but it was for someone in here. And I want to say to those people, whoever you are, you're waiting for your life, your experiences to be perfect before you use your voice. And I would
Mhm.
just tell you, there's never a perfect. You're going to keep growing. Like, this state you're in, you're going to keep going. And there is not going to be a place where you say, stop, I'm perfect now, let me tell the world. It doesn't work that way. So use your voice now. Because you're going to just keep going, and this journey doesn't stop. And I will say, once you get on this journey and you start to use your voice, you become more and more powerful. So don't let anything stop
Yes.
you from that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that message. And that is a very important message because, yes, if you're waiting for the perfect time, that perfect time doesn't exist. So get on it. Get on it now. And also, when you think about it, now is always the perfect time because if you're feeling the inkling to do something, you're feeling the inkling to use your voice, then that means it's time to use it. That is the perfect time. And you already have everything you need. That was the song we played at the beginning of this session. I have everything I need. The universe provides, my higher self provides. I have everything I need. That's what the song says, in case you forgot. So that's that is you do have everything you need. You always have everything you need. All right, thank you, Monique. And I think Tiffany, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you.
You're
I,
welcome.
I, I had a crazy dream last night that involved the gang of water and I got like lost and shit. But long story short, this resonated with me because it's kind of like focus on yourself. Don't get lost on another person's journey. So I wrote that down when you told me to
Yes.
think and stuff. So yeah, thank you. I know I'll be like in and out and stuff like a robbery, but I'm about to come back to class. This really, really inspired me and sparked a lot in me, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I'm glad to see you.
All right.
Awesome. And that was a great message. That was a great message. All right. Any other questions or comments? Spiritual, metaphysical, and physical growth is not linear. Yes, absolutely, Teresa. Absolutely. All right, you're welcome. All right, everyone. So yes, please absorb it all. Don't just be like, okay, now we're back to no. I need you, I need you to absorb all of this and really apply this to your life because that's when your life gets better and like just everything. So, all right, what we have, just want to let you guys know. So we just dropped some links in there. Remember metasoulmusic.com again. By the way, Mystic Temple, let me just be clear. Mystic Temple, we have the Global Awakening Initiative. Again, that's what this is all about, is awakening everyone to their power, to their reality, to their own power. Okay. And in the Global Awakening Initiative, we have Mystic Circle TV, it's a TV network, and we also have Metasoul Music. So we part of the Global Awakening Initiative is to help people awaken through media, as well as other parts of the initiative, which is this and starting local communities and all kinds of stuff. But this is what we are. This is what we're here to do. This is my life purpose. Welcome to my life purpose, and and I'm standing in it. Okay, but yeah, so check out metasoulmusic.com. Go to mysticcircletv.com as well. We have new programming that's going to be coming as well. Check out the divinity sessions. Also, the next LG talk. So we have our light guardians who are divinely chosen by the cosmic collective consciousness to take up the torch and help in this global awakening. And we have Goddess Iman, who is right here. Where is she? There she is, Goddess Iman. She's one of our light guardians. And she's doing an LG talk on March 30th, which is Monday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you can register through that link right there. So make sure you check that out. Iman is amazing. When we drop, okay, listen, these light guardians, all of these light guardians drop the knowledge. All right. So we don't play around here. So just so you know, you definitely want to be there. All right, so register for that. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. I love you guys. I give you guys so much love and greatness. And remember who you are. Just remember who you are. All right, have a wonderful day. Bye. Zor Kumpti.